Hi, Kerry here of Best of Us in Retirement. I'm at my beachfront office at Watercolors on the Panhandle of Florida, and you can see I'm at the Watercolors Inn's pool area. In fact, this is their resort pool. Magnificent view. You can see the Gulf in the back and a beautiful pool. It's a little windy today, so not a lot of people here. And in fact, as we move into next week, Thanksgiving, it'll get a lot busier. I met a couple down here that had a conversation this morning with, and it's kind of struck me as strange, and I wanted to share it with you. Met Richard, and Richard and I get into some heated conversations in the morning over coffee, and he basically said that in his mind, that those people who are really successful in this world, and he used Jeff Bezos' name as an example, just got lucky. They just got lucky. And I said, that just isn't true. Luck has absolutely nothing to do with it. And he said, well, you've been lucky that you've been successful. I said, no, I don't think I said, I think the only luck I've had in my life is that of the birth canal, and that is to say that I was born of a white mother. I have a very good friend, Jamal, who is more intelligent than me. He has all the drive in the world, but he's African American, and Jamal and I openly discuss that I was luckier. I didn't have to work as hard as he has to achieve what he has achieved. But that's the end of the luck. I believe that we make our own luck, and we adapt to the situations that we find ourselves in. I was not a good student. I only made it through high school because I was a good athlete. I only made it through college because I adapted. I found the classes that I could get a decent grade on so that I could graduate from college. I worked very hard at it. As I went into the world, I don't think pursued the field that I was most adapted to. I believe I'm a creator. I believe this that I am doing right now is what I'm good at. I also write books. I also paint. I'm a creator. But I spent my life and my career as a salesman. And I don't think that most people in this world recognize that what they should do is find their passion, and then luck has nothing to do with it. You just do what you love, and you do it on a regular basis. Richard asked me, well, how are you doing with your YouTube channel? I says, I do quite well. I make more money doing this than probably most of my life. And he said, well, yeah, but you made a lot of money early in your life. I said, yeah, I made a lot of money, but Nita and I spent it. As I have said, I have $200,000 worth of depreciating assets in the form of a BMW and a Porsche sitting in my garage that I have to maintain about $15,000 worth of maintenance, insurance, and upkeep on. But I didn't find my passion in what I was really good at until I was in my 70s. And that is truly this YouTube channel. And he said, well, how often do you make a video? I said, well, I make about at least one a day, sometimes two a day. How do you do that? I said, I love it. I love what I'm doing, and I share what I think is good information that other people can benefit from. I said, it isn't really a trick. It's just a matter of finding what you like to do. Yeah, and I yesterday I took a 10-mile bike ride and went out to the bay, and there was a guy there about my age putting a boat in. He was working hard to get that boat into the water, and I asked him, what are you going to, he says, I love to fish. And now is the time, it was about 4 o'clock in the afternoon, that the fish are biting. And so I come and do this. He was working hard to do what he enjoyed. He was working his passion. Now, is he going to sell the fish and make a lot of money off of it? Probably not. But my point to you is, wherever you are in your life, whatever position you are, discover your passion. I wrote a book about this, that you can find happiness by discovering who you are and why you are you. Find out who exactly you are, why you became the person you did. Go back to, what I did was go back to my childhood, my first 14 years, and I said, what were the 10 most important days in my life that formed my character, that made Carrie who Carrie is? And then what can I learn from that to make me a better person and also to find my passion? And that's what I did. The first big result of it was to get rid of that unwanted roommate in my head that told me that I couldn't, that I can't achieve what I want to achieve, that you aren't worthy to achieve what you want to achieve. You can't go and make a living off of just sitting at a poolside and making videos and then selling advertising against them. Yes, you can. You can't do that. And the only thing that is keeping you from doing it is, number one, the knowledge of how to doing that. And how do you find the knowledge? Well, just go to YouTube and ask them. And put up in the headlines, how do I create a YouTube channel? There'll be somebody there that'll tell you how to do it. Then how do I promote the YouTube channel? Read some books. I love to say that 99% of the people of the world stopped reading when they graduated from their highest level of education. Oh, they may read John Grisham, or they may read some of the crazy detective or romance books, but they don't read nonfiction. Hell, Warren Buffett charges something like $30 million for a 3-hour lunch, and somebody steps up and pays it. You can read 10 of his books for under $300 and probably have more time with Warren than you would for lunch. So why don't you do that? Why don't you learn from the people that you admire, that you maybe think were lucky and weren't? They just worked harder and were more dedicated and were willing to take the risk. That's the other part of it. Is there risk in what I'm doing? I don't really think so. I figured it out. You can figure it out. You can make your life better. And my challenge is to you, even if you're not 26 years old and you're 62 years old, now is the time to do it. If you've got 10 days of life in front of you, now is the time to do it. Now is the time to take hold of your life and make it what you want it to be. Now, in my case, I'm living the dream. Look at it. Am I living the dream or aren't I? And I'm making money doing it. And I'm able to provide for my wife, my children, and my grandchildren, and I will be able to provide for my great-great-grandchildren. So that's my challenge to you. I wanted to also share this beautiful scenery with you. Find your way to the panhandle of Florida, particularly in November when it's not real hot, and the weather it's warming up really nice right now. The sun on my back is warming up, and you see the sun coming up. So that's my take on today. That's a conversation with Carrie today, and I'll probably be talking to you again later this week. In fact, my grandson's coming down. I got to pick him up at the airport this evening.